Good morning and welcome to GrainTV, the first day of May 2012. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbano. We had some export sales reported early on this morning. Logan, what were we looking at?
Yeah, Brock, well, we did see China back in the new crop bean market. As you can see here, China ordered 110,000 metric tons for the 2012-2013 marketing year. That was reported this morning by the Foreign Ag Service. On top of this, we also had Saudi Arabia purchasing 110,000 metric tons of hard red winter wheat. That was also for the 2012-2013 marketing year. Kind of sticking on the export front here, we also saw Oil World come out this morning. They raised their export expectations for the U.S. for the June, July, and August period. Now they're expecting around 2.3 million tons of soybeans to be exported from the U.S. during that time period. That compares to 0.6 million tons that we saw during the same period back in 2011. They're citing really the main reason for this are those production issues in South America that have persisted throughout our winter here. Kind of staying on the fundamental front, yesterday we did have crop progress come out. Brock, what are we looking at for crop progress?
Yeah, all three crops are well ahead of what their average 5-year pace is right now. Corn came in at 53% planted. The industry was kind of expecting 43%, so we were well ahead of what analysts were expecting yesterday. But take a look at where we were last year, only 12% planted. Soybeans, similar story, 12% planted. Expectations were for about 13%. Last year, only 2% planted, so well ahead of where we were last year, a little bit below where expectations were. But the big story here is spring wheat, a whopping 74% planted this as of Monday. Last year we were only 9% planted, and this is well ahead of the 5-year pace. But take a look at the last column here. That is the date in which we achieved this spot in the planting progress last year. Corn, we're about 11 days ahead. Soybeans, about 9 days ahead. But look at spring wheat, a whole 30 days ahead of where we were last
Brock,
year.
about a month here ahead on spring wheat planting. You know, Minnesota and the Dakotas are both much drier than we saw them last year at this time, you know, when flooding was a major issue in the northern plain states. Kind of moving down south, though, let's take a look at the crop quality on the winter wheat crop. As you can see here, the good to excellent rating is at 64% for that winter wheat crop. That's up 1% from last week, and it compares to 34% at this time last year. So that crop's off to a great start. They've gotten a lot more moisture in the southern plains than what we saw at this time last year. How are we seeing, though, overall right now for corn? Take a look here at this chart. This is overall corn planting progress. The red line is 2012. You can see that we're well ahead of this blue line here. That's that kind of the average pace. And the yellow line is that pace that we were making last year at this time. As you can see here, we're now above 50%, as you said earlier, Brock. And actually comparing it week on week, we're now further ahead of pace from that average line than we were last week, as you can see from the chart. And it looks like a lot of these acres were picked up in Iowa.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest stories of the week. Last week, everyone was kind of concerned that Iowa was only 9% planted compared to their 5-year average of 16%, one of the laggards last week. But this week, they made a lot of progress in that state. The planters were rolling fast and furious. They came out, they met their 5-year average and exceeded it by quite a bit. They're actually 50% planted now in Iowa, gaining 41% in 1 week alone.
Oh, wow, Brock. Well, yeah, it looks like Iowa really picking up the pace here. Crop progress is off to a great start. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back. We're about 30 seconds away here from the market open.
Grain Hedge is more than just futures trading. Clients receive our cash grain optimizer showing spot and forward bids within 200 miles of your farm. We take into account your trucking costs to find your best selling opportunity. We provide in-depth basis mapping, historical basis and cash price charting. Every day we show you your best price and if it meets your profit goals. Contact Grain Hedge today to get started.
Welcome back to GrainTV. The markets are open in Chicago, so let's turn over the FireTip trading software for the live quotes. Old crop corn is down 4 cents, new crop is down 4 cents as well. Old crop soybeans down 7.5, new crop up 3 cents. Kansas City wheat is down 4 cents, and Chicago wheat is also down about 5.25 cents. I think the big story on the board this morning is the difference between the old crop soybeans and the new crop soybeans. We're seeing a little bit of a divergence in those two markets.
Yeah, Brock. Right now, that spread's widened to about 10 cents here in the early going. And with the export sales we saw this morning for that new crop. That should be supportive. I mean, also, just on the planting intentions, this futures market right now is really screaming, trying to pick up soybean acres. You can tell that by that new crop contract here rallying with respect to that old crop contract. Let's take a look though at July delivery soybeans here. If we hop over to the chart quick, we're looking at a daily candlestick chart here, and let's really focus on the last couple days action here. You can see that $15 right now, we're kind of trading around that area. Last trade here right now is at $14.98 and a quarter. And you know, it should be important to see if we can close above $15. Yesterday we did close above 15 on that contract. Here it looks like we're trading down a little bit. You know, if you're a producer though and you need to work out in the fields today, follow us on Twitter at GrainTV is where you can find us. We'll be tweeting about these markets as we approach the close. Certainly this old crop soybeans will be a focus of ours here as we move through the day. That kind of wraps up our show here for Tuesday morning. Thanks a lot for joining us on GrainTV. Have a great rest of your day.